Oh, crap. Hi. 3 people on already. And it's not even a minute in. All right, so I'm gonna give everybody about 5 minutes so we can just get a conversation going about our election. Freddie Cardona says, "Hello, sir." Who says that? Everybody's like, "Hey" or "Hi" or "Hello" or I've never heard that before. So we'll just wait for more people to come on so we can talk about tonight's election, which is a little nervous. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. But I felt like it would be appropriate to do a live stream tonight. So we only have 2 people on, so I guess we can get I go for Biden, okay? All right, just calm down, all right? This is, I don't want to have like a whole Trump and Biden war in our comment sections. I'm sure most people are for Biden like myself, but I'm sure as most of you guys know, I don't really go for any side, Republican or Democrat. However, I do want Biden to win, and I'm not the only one. I think he will win this year, but it's hard to say. Has anybody noticed anything? Why did they say like Biden 2020 or Trump 2020? Shouldn't it be like Trump 2021 or Biden 2021? Shouldn't it be like that? Shouldn't it have been Trump 2017, not Trump 2016? Came for a few minutes. I have to start packing for Florida. Ooh, cool. It's nice and warm down there. Where are you going? Miami, Orlando, Pensacola, Tallahassee, the Keys, North Miami. Okay. I figured it'd be somewhere in Miami. That would make sense. Well, enjoy your trip. If you have to go now, that's completely fine. But we'll just wait for more people so we can start talking about politics, which might cause a little controversy. And a few, okay. And this live stream might cause a little controversy because, and I would not be surprised if I lose more than one subscriber after this. But even if you disagree with somebody with politics, don't hate them because of that. You know what I mean? Don't be so politically divided. It's very unhealthy. And, right now it's hard to support any side when you see what's going on. I mean, right now, Trump supporters are insane. I mean, the things that Trump's done, especially like what he said about our war veterans, that's definitely the worst thing that I think he's ever done. He's oblivious to all the problems in 2020, and he likes to blame it on the Democrats. But let me tell you something. You're the president. He's even literally made Twitter posts saying New York has gone to hell, which, by the way, and he said, vote Trump if New York City has gone to hell. But aren't you the damn president? I mean, and his supporters, how can he still have supporters after what he said about the veterans? That's crazy. So Trump won Indiana and Biden won Vermont. Which is not a surprise. There are a lot of states that will be a surprise, though. We got Maine is always a toss-up state. You have Pennsylvania, which is a toss-up state. Michigan, definitely. Sometimes Ohio, although I think Ohio is probably going to be a Republican state. We have a lot more, but I'm only talking to one person right now, so... did you know Trump was in Home Alone 2? I do. Actually, I do. That was hilarious. Yeah, but it was only for I could show you guys. It's kind of hilarious, actually. And his voice will always sound the same. I'm sure not that many people are going to join tonight's live because they're probably watching, I don't know, CNN or NBC, whatever you watch. I don't like to watch CNN. CNN is too negative. Well, they're all negative, but CNN is, dare I say this, I'm gonna head out and start packing. Have a great stream. Thank you. All right, and enjoy your time in Florida. If you're driving, enjoy your road trip. If you're flying, enjoy your flight. But nobody ever enjoys flights. Flying, okay. I hate flying. I'm definitely much more of a driving person. I'd rather be in a road trip. But it takes about a day to drive down to Florida. I think it actually it probably takes like a day and a half to drive to Florida because I-95 is busy. All right, so but back to some of the scummy things Trump has done and some of the Republicans. The worst thing about flying is the air pressure. The worst part is not being able to eat when you want, not being able to pull over at a rest area and just go to a clean bathroom, or you can't just go to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger. You're stuck with crappy airplane food. You have barely any options. You have to, like, at least like when you go off at like a exit, you have options. You got Dunkin' Donuts, Wendy's, McDonald's, Cracker Barrel, Bob Evans, what else? KFC, Popeyes, Waffle House. You're going to have more options versus a plane. You get what you get and you don't get upset. Anyways, back to some of the scummy things Trump has done, and so has the Republicans. Another thing they do is the whole All Lives Matter thing and Blue Lives Matter. I support that to a certain extent. I mean, like, it's true. Hi. Thomas joined. Hi, Thomas. I agree with the All Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter to a certain extent. I feel like, of course, all lives matter. That's a fact. But they're using it in a way against the Black Lives Matter. So, therefore, I don't support it. It's like a 50-50 for me. And Blue Lives Matter, it's also kind of a 50-50 because, they're just copying it off of Black Lives Matter. So I don't necessarily support it that much. But what we also have to understand is that 85% of cops are great people and not racist, and they go out and do their work every day. And like, God bless them for that. That's not an easy job, especially if you're a cop in New York City or something. And I think one of the things that a lot of Democrats fail to understand is that there's actually good cops out there, and that's one thing that the Democrats fail to understand. And the Republicans, I mean, they're back to Republicans. Republicans are not. Do you like the Vice President Pence? You spelled Pence wrong. You spelled Pens like Pennsylvania. Never mind. I don't mind him. I don't really care about him. I don't really like him that much, but I don't hate him. He's not as bad as Trump, really. I like Kamala Harris a lot better. I think she's very tough and she's a very good lady, and definitely doesn't have flies on her head. No, that's mean. That's very mean. That's very mean for me to say. I'm sorry. So back to what I was saying. There was actually a Trump rally in New Jersey on the Garden State Parkway down by Middletown near exit 100 in Central. Hold on 1 second. Justin of the Bean says hello, hi. So back to some of the issues in our country right now. So there, like I said, there was actually I just got here because I was drawing. Oh, cool. I like drawing. So back to what I was saying, there was a Trump rally in New Jersey yesterday on the Garden State Parkway near Exit 100 in Central Jersey, but which is about 45 minutes from where I live, because as you guys know, I live in North Jersey. And it was crazy. They blocked off the highway and the cops had to break it up. They also had a Trump rally by the Tappan Zee Bridge, which is now the Como Bridge in New York. It's everybody know. I would love to draw like Bob Ross. I'm not into like those types of drawings. I'm more into like drawing buildings and stuff like that. But that would be nice. And they were blocking off the bridges and stuff. It was bad, and cops had to kick them out. And apparently, here's another thing about Trump supporters taking it way too far. I believe it was Texas, they held a Biden bus hostage, which is insane. I'm only good at drawing people. Cool. But that's insane to me. Now, since we talked about a lot of the Trump and the Republican problems in our country, I think it's fair we talk about the Democrat problems. And there's both have problems. That's why, and lots have good and bad people. Like I said, therefore, I agree with some of the things they say. I don't agree with some of the other things. Let's talk about some Republican things that I agree with. Okay. Now, I agree that Republicans think that major cities have gone to crap in the past couple months, and that's true. I mean, I do not support the rioting at all. Not one bit. All right? I don't support the rioting and the protesting. It's not good, and it's not doing anything. The riots are actually pathetic. And speaking of which, there's probably going to be election riots, unfortunately. Wow, very close to 300 subscribers. I know I've been getting so many subscribers in 2020. I just hit 50 subscribers this morning. That's good. How long have you been on YouTube? I've been on YouTube for 2 years. Almost 2.5 years. I started YouTube in the summer of 2018, so it's been a long time. Not really that long. I wanted to make a channel in 2016, but I didn't know how to, and I was younger. I was like 8 or 9 at the time, so I didn't do it. But now there is a lot of issues in our country with the rioting right now, and the rioting has got to stop. I do not support the rioting one bit. Another thing that I've been on YouTube for 6 months. 6 months and got 50 subscribers. It took me a year to get 50 subscribers. You're on a roll, man. I had to ask a lot of people from school to subscribe. I don't know, man. It took me a while to get 50 subscribers, but once I got 100 subscribers, my subscribers went up, which is good. Anyways, and like I said, now that we talked about some of the issues with Republicans, let's talk about let's talk about the issues with the Democrats right now. I've been on for a year and I have 30 subs. Okay. All right. Now, a year and a half, I think. Oh, wow. It depends. It depends. You have to get a lot of subscribers, you have to be uploading daily. You have to have a audience and things like that. Somebody left. All right. Now, so now let's get into the Democratic problems. I don't think that Democrats support their police. I post daily. I try. Let me give you some good advice. Don't post that much, because I didn't post that much. That's why. Yeah, that's probably why. I post daily. I used to post daily, one video a day. Now I do maybe 4 a week, because I noticed that I have a lot more videos than subscribers, and so that's why. And you want to have more subscribers than videos. So that's why I try not to upload as much as I used to. Another thing is I think that we all need to support our police. Now, of course, without a doubt, I will totally say I have no problem saying that Black Lives Matter, because that is a fact. especially with the racism in this country. Of course, Black Lives Matter. And a lot of Democrats are so far into the Black Lives Matter, but they don't think about supporting the police either. Like, oh, I want the same amount of subscribers as Mr. Beast. Yeah, that's not happening. Unless you spend hundreds of dollars in your videos. I mean, Mr. Beast spends like $100,000 on a video, and that's like, usually he's more than that. Who has that kind of money? Not me. $100,000 is more than most people's yearly salary, even in some of the wealthiest states. Anyways, but a lot of Democrats forget that they need to support the police as well, because lots of police are going out right now, and a lot of police, especially in our major cities, like especially what's going on in Seattle and Portland, like they are so far left, and the police literally cannot do anything to stop the riots. Lots of police are resigning in our country and things like that. So that's a big issue right now, is police resigning and things like that and wanting to quit. Like, police they're not happy doing their job right now because of the rioting, and it's a problem in our country, I think. I support peaceful protesting, but I do not support the riots whatsoever. And I think that our police, and another thing is a lot of police do die in the line of duty. So I think that's why people have came up with the Blue Lives Matter statement. Of course, I support the Black Lives Matter statement way more than the Blue Lives Matter statement, but blue lives do matter, all right? I mean, a lot of police do die in the line of duty, unfortunately. But this whole, Black Lives Matter thing, it sparks so much controversy, so I don't want to be, too opinionated with what I say. Yeah, so right now the polls are, I don't know what the polls are going to be looking like. Right now, Trump won Indiana. Shocker. No, that's not a surprise at all. And Joe Biden won Vermont, which is also not a surprise. So let's talk about states, and the states that I think are going to win and the states that I think are going to lose. Okay, so let's start off with the states in alphabetical order. So let's get into that. I cannot remember every state in alphabetical order, so I have to go on Wikipedia. U.S. states in alphabetical order. All right, let's go. By the way, if you're still here, can you please comment something in the chat so we can get a conversation going? It doesn't have to be about politics. It could be about anything. What? 50 U.S. states in alphabetical order. Okay. So in Alabama is definitely not, I don't want to say definitely, but likely going to be, Trump's probably going to win Alabama. I mean, that's pretty much a guarantee win. Alaska, I'm not sure. I don't know much about Alaska, but I think that's probably going to be a Biden. Oh, you know what? Let's write this down. You know what? Let me write down some of the states that I think a candidate is going to win in. So let's get into this. I got my little notebook right here. Now, the notebook actually looks like the Bible. You can tell, they totally look the same. Actually, the Bible's a little darker, but speaking of the Bible, video, I saw a very upsetting video. What about Nevada? I saw a very upsetting video during the rioting in Portland. A group of people burnt a Bible during the rioting, which that just hurts my heart, because I am a true believer in God, and that definitely offends me. But as you guys know, basically from what I'm saying, you guys know that I have a lot of mixed feelings about both sides, really. Do you think Nevada will win? I'm not sure. Well, I'll get to Nevada, but I like to do it in alphabetical order because I'm OCD, so. Okay, so we have Alabama, which I think Trump is going to win. Alabama's a great state, by the way. It's a lovely state. I really want to go to Alabama for spring break so badly, but it's likely going to be Trump, unfortunately. Alaska. I think Alaska is going to be Biden, but I'm not sure. But I'm going to put up toss up in parentheses. Next state is Arizona. I think Arizona is a toss-up, but likely Biden, I think. because you do have a lot of Trump supporters in you believe me, you do got a lot of Trumpers in Arizona, especially in like Scottsdale, but it's not like the redneck or the hillbilly Trump supporters. It's like the what is it like? It's like the I'm talking like the rich ones that like don't pay their taxes, like those type of Trump supporters. Speaking of that, I heard that Trump only paid $750 in income tax. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think it's true. You know, he says that he's paid millions of dollars, which I do not believe. I don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth, or most things that come out of his mouth. I do not believe. Anyways, Arkansas, without a doubt, Trump definitely. Without a doubt, it's going to be Trump. I mean, there's no denying. Arkansas is probably the reddest state in the South. No, I think in 2016, Kentucky was the reddest state. But Arkansas was second. California, definitely going to be Biden. There's no doubt in my mind. It's going to be California is definitely going to be a Biden state. Colorado, Biden, likely. Colorado. We got Connecticut next. How about Utah for winning? I'm not sure. We'll have to. Oh, I think Trump. I think Trump, likely. Connecticut, definitely Biden. Most of the Northeast is Biden big time, except for Pennsylvania won Trump in 2016, but I don't think he's going to win Pennsylvania this year. Delaware, I believe, is going to be a Biden. Delaware is such a small state. Delaware's only 2 hours from here. I really don't live far from Delaware, and I live an hour from Pennsylvania and 2 hours from Delaware. I will say probably where I used to. What about New Mexico? Biden for sure. I think Clinton won New Mexico in 2016 because most of New Mexico is actually Hispanic. Hispanics outnumber whites in New Mexico by a lot, actually. I think in Mississippi, actually, blacks outnumber whites, which is I think that's the only state where that is. But Florida. That's a really hard one. I do not know at all. Florida, that's a hard one. Oh my goodness. You have all the liberals and the Democrats in Miami-Dade County and Broward County, which is like home to like Boca Raton and Coral Springs, which are both very, very affluent towns. Those are the only towns in Broward County I know. I know a lot of places in Florida, but I think Fort Lauderdale is also Broward County, but I'm not sure. And then you have like, and the Tampa area. Okay, Indiana. I said 3 times that Trump already won Indiana. So the only states right now that they know who's going to win. So Trump won Indiana earlier tonight, and Joe Biden won Vermont, which is not a surprise. Florida. I'm gonna say toss up. I cannot decide. But then you have like the really far right places with all the old people. Well, Florida is one giant nursing home. No, that's mean. But I do think that Florida is a toss-up. You do have a lot of Republicans in the western portion of Florida and the Panhandle. The Panhandle is the nicest part of the state, though. Pensacola is probably the best place in Florida. Like if I had to live in Florida, I would live as far away from the Keys as I can. But I'm not saying the Keys are bad, but I don't really care about Florida too much. So if I had to live there, I would probably live right on the border of Alabama because it doesn't have really like a Florida culture over there. It's more like an Alabama culture. Florida's a toss-up, so I'm not sure. Next state, Georgia. Georgia's going to be Trump, I think. Now, Georgia is also kind of a toss-up, but I believe that it's going to be Trump, likely. But I'll I'll put toss-up in parentheses. So next state we have is Hawaii. I don't know anything about Hawaii. That's one state that I never really pay attention to, but I think it's going to be Biden. Hawaii. Idaho. Trump. Oh, Idaho, Trump all day. Trump is going to win Iowa without a doubt. Illinois, definitely Biden. What about New Hampshire? I'm not sure. I think Democrat. I think pretty much the Northeast is going to be all Democrat, pretty much. Idaho. What else do we have? I did Idaho. Illinois is definitely Biden. I mean, come on. Chicago and Trump don't get along. Let's just say that. And most people that live in Illinois. What about Virginia? Probably blue, but I'm not sure. Next state is Indiana. We already know Trump won Indiana earlier tonight. Indiana is always a Republican place. So in Trump. We have Iowa. Iowa's likely going to be actually right now in the polls, I believe that Biden is winning Iowa. So I'm going to put Biden, but I'm going to also put toss up because I'm not sure. We did Iowa, Kansas, probably Trump, likely. I don't know that many places in Kansas. I only know like 3 places. Wichita, Topeka, Coffeyville, and Leavenworth. Those are the only places I know in Kansas. I've never been to Kansas. The farthest west I've been I haven't even been to Pittsburgh. It's pathetic. I need to get out in this country. Actually, the farthest west I've been is Georgia. I've never been to Florida. As crazy as it sounds, most Americans have been to Florida, but I'm not one of them. All right, so we have Kentucky. Definitely Trump. Trump won Kentucky last year by a wide margin. In fact, I think Trump the most Republican state in the South, I believe, is Kentucky. So it's definitely Trump. Something we have to understand, though, is that the smaller states vote Trump and the bigger states vote Biden. Louisiana, definitely Trump. There is a lot of minorities in the New Orleans, Shreveport, but we got some more questions. How about Maryland? Definitely a Democrat. Montana, definitely Trump. Kansas, I already said Kansas, probably Trump. I predicted Trump, but I'm not sure. Louisiana, Trumpers for sure. There's a lot of minorities in Louisiana, but a lot more whites. Maine. The funny thing about Maine is it's always a Democrat state. Here's the funny thing, though, is Maine is the whitest state. I've been to Maine plenty of times. It is definitely the whitest state in America. In fact, if you look up Maine, and if you look up the top 10 whitest states in America, Maine is number 1. I'm not kidding. It's 99% white. I believe it, except for in Portland. Portland's actually pretty diverse. Portland, Maine, not Portland, Oregon. Well, Portland, Oregon is also very diverse. But anyways, Maryland, for sure, Biden. Biden, definitely. We got Maryland down. Massachusetts, totally Biden. I mean, Pennsylvania is kind of a coin flip right now. So what do you think? I think Biden, quite honestly. Massachusetts is the most Democratic state. It's so liberal. It's crazy. No wonder they call it Taxachusetts. But their taxes actually aren't that bad compared to New Jersey, so I don't know why they're complaining over there. Michigan. I think Biden will win Michigan. It's a toss-up, but I think it's Biden. Michigan, home to Detroit, home to Ann Arbor. Minnesota, definitely Trump. Actually, I think it's probably going to be Trump, but that's also a toss up because of what's happened with the riots. Actually, with the riots going on, one of my favorite states. What's one of your favorite states? New Jersey? Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm kidding. New Jersey is actually the least scenic state in America. There's not much in terms of scenery over here, but it could be worse. We could be Iowa or Nebraska where there's absolutely no scenery. Oh, that's mean. Mississippi. Oh, Trump all day in Mississippi. Mississippi without a doubt. In fact, Mississippi's state flag is literally the Confederate flag. There is no doubt that Biden will win Mississippi at all. There's no way possible. So that's definitely a Trump state. Missouri, another Trump state. There's no toss-up. It's definitely Trump over there. That's Trump territory out there. Montana, Trump. Montana is probably the boringest state in America. That and Nebraska. Bro, didn't you read my question? What question? Oh yeah, Pennsylvania. I think Biden's going to win Pennsylvania, I think. But we're going to get to every state, so there's no need to ask. Montana is probably the boringest state in our country. It's definitely Trump, but it's very boring out there from what I've heard. In fact, I've been to almost every state on Google Maps. I literally went from the George Washington Bridge in New York City all the way to Lake Tahoe in California and Nebraska. I went through Nebraska, and it was the boringest state that I went through. I could not wait to get to Wyoming, and that's saying something. And when I was heading back from California on Google Maps, I could not wait to get to Iowa. That's saying something. That whole region of the country, the whole mountain region and certain parts of the Midwest are very boring. Now we have Nebraska. Just now, speaking of Nebraska, Nebraska is going to be a Trump state, I think. It might be a toss-up, but I don't think so. Nevada. I'm going to say Biden for Nebraska. My favorite state is no state. I like Canada. I don't blame you. I feel like Canada is always better than the U.S. at everything. My favorite states are New York, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Massachusetts. Okay, I like New York. I don't really like New Hampshire that much. I've been through it once, a couple times actually. Because on your way back from Maine, if you take I-95, by the way, I-95 goes from Maine, from the top of Maine near Canada, all the way down to Miami. Yep, I don't really care about New Hampshire. It's a boring state. New Jersey, I like. Massachusetts, I've never really liked it that much. Florida, I do not. And Pennsylvania, I do. I do like Pennsylvania. My favorites. Okay, how about North Dakota? Did I not say North Dakota? North Dakota is actually coming up, but in a couple seconds we're gonna do North Dakota. But next is Nevada. Nevada is Biden, definitely. Next one is New Hampshire. Like I said, New Hampshire. Why are you guys choosing the boringest states in the country? New Hampshire, definitely Biden. Although the polls are looking a little iffy, so I'm going to put up a toss-up, but I think it's going to be Biden. Clinton won New Hampshire, I think. I can't remember. New Jersey, Biden for sure. In fact, there are so many Biden signs in my neighborhood, it's actually annoying. So New Jersey's Biden for sure. There's no toss-up, no doubt in my mind. I want ice cream, so I'll be back if the stream is still on. It's going to be on. No worries. Who wants ice cream now? I mean, after we got so much Halloween candy. If you didn't trick or treat, maybe that's why, but it doesn't matter. New Mexico, Biden. New Mexico, definitely Biden. New Mexico is Biden territory. New York, Biden territory, big time. there is no doubt in my mind that Biden's going to win New York. That New York is always a Democratic state. There are no Republicans in New York. I can't do a live stream. You can't do a live stream on your phone. What you have to do is you have to go to YouTube Studio and click one of the buttons, and it's going to say live stream. The logo kind of looks like this. I'll show you. The logo. This is what the live stream logo looks like. You'll find it on your YouTube Studio. I'll hold it up for a second if you want to like take a picture or something of it. That's what it kind of looks like. You got it? You got it? Just say okay in the chat. All right. Okay, so we have New York. We left it off at New York. Next state we have is North Carolina. North Carolina is a toss-up, but I believe that it will be Biden. Based on all of the millennials that are moving, it's saying live streaming isn't available right now. Maybe you don't have enough subscribers because it took me a while to do live streams. So maybe you don't have, I don't know. North Carolina, probably Biden. Based on the people that are moving to North Carolina, a lot of liberals from New York are moving to, or a lot of people in general are leaving the inner cities of the Northeast and going to better regions of the country like the South and the West Coast, which are actually good regions of the country. The Northeast is probably the Northeast probably has the worst quality of life out of any region in the country. and that's the region we live in. All right. But however, I must say North Carolina is a toss-up, but likely Joe Biden. Now we have North Dakota, definitely Trump. Definitely Trump. There is no toss-up in North Dakota. I try to do it on my other channels. Okay. Yeah, North Dakota is definitely a Trump state. North Dakota lacks any diversity. It's all white, old white people, and I mean, you know how that goes. Okay, next state we got is Ohio. Ohio is another toss-up state. However, likely it's Trump, but it is a toss-up. So I'm going to put toss-up in parentheses. Oklahoma, definitely Trump. In fact, there were only 2 states in America that had no Democratic counties. It was Oklahoma and Utah had no Democratic counties whatsoever. So Oklahoma, it's definitely Trump. Oregon, definitely Biden. I mean, come on, Portland people. I mean, Portland is so far left, it's actually messed up. So it's definitely going to be a Biden one. Oregon, Pennsylvania. Sup, Drew? What's up, man? Pennsylvania, definitely one of those toss-up states. But like I said, I think Biden will likely win Pennsylvania. But I'm going to put toss-up in parentheses because Trump won. Have you been to Canada? I have not been to Canada. I want to go, but it's not on my bucket list. I'd rather go to all 50 states before I go to Canada, but it just is what it is. Okay. So we're almost done here. Rhode Island, another Biden state for sure. Pretty much all the northeastern states are going to be Biden, pretty much. That's just a fact. Next one is South Carolina. I think is going to be Trump. I've been to South Carolina. It's a very nice state, but it is going to be a Trump state, unfortunately, but that just is what it is. South Dakota, another Trump state. They have a really good governor, though. How about Japan? Japan's not on my bucket list. I want to go to all 50 states before I go to any countries. Before I go to any other countries. I've been to a couple countries, but not that many. Now we got South Dakota. South Dakota is definitely a Republican state, so that is going to be Trump. Although I must say they do, despite the governor of South Dakota being a Republican. They actually have a very good governor. And speaking of Republicans and Democrats, we'll talk a little bit more about the Supreme Court later, because that's a big thing right now. But I don't know much about it, so I apologize. I miss Lance Stewart posting videos, YouTube videos or TikToks, because he seems to be on TikTok a lot. So if you don't have TikTok, who doesn't have TikTok? I don't really like TikTok. There's only a couple creators I like. YouTube is way better. YouTube. Yeah, he's big on TikTok. He uploads compilations of his TikToks every once in a while, but I don't know why he's not uploading on YouTube. Anyways, Tennessee. Tennessee is a great state. I love Tennessee. Tennessee is home to Little Debbie's Mountain Dew. Cookies were made in Tennessee. It's a great state. Unfortunately, it is going to be Trump. Tennessee. Next state is Texas. Texas is a big-time toss-up because you have so many major cities and so many Democrats moving to Texas for better qualities of life. However, I mean, there's just so many Republicans in Texas. I don't think that it's going to be Democratic. So, but we'll just put up toss-up in parentheses. Next one is Utah. Like I said, Utah is Trump all day because, like I said, have you ever still got the Trump to? You can't say that, bro. Utah, like I said, Utah is for sure Trump. In fact, Utah and Oklahoma are the only two states in the country that have not that don't have I said Idaho. Idaho is a Trump state, I think. Utah and Oklahoma are the only states in the country where no counties voted blue. None. And I'll show you a map and actually show you. But that was 2016. Things might change. Vermont is Biden all day. Biden actually won Vermont earlier tonight, so it is definitely Biden for sure. There's no doubt about it. Virginia is a toss-up, but more than likely it's going to be Biden. I mean, I don't even think there's a toss-up. It's probably going to be Biden. Virginia. And now we have Washington State. I mean, come on. Seattle is so far left, it's actually bad and unhealthy. So Washington is definitely Biden. West Virginia. West Virginia is likely going to be Trump. I mean, probably. Most likely. There's a lot of Trump supporters because he have you watched the YouTuber Jack Dothery? No, I have not. I don't know who that is. I think I might have heard of him somewhere, but I don't think I know who he is. West Virginia, like I said, is likely going to be a Trump state. He actually got a lot of votes in 2016 because of the coal mine. He promised a lot of jobs to the coal mines, which never happened. Although I bet he would claim he did it, but he really didn't. We have Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a toss-up, definitely. But I think that it's going to be Biden this year. I think that Biden will likely win. Yeah, right now Biden has 85 electoral colleges and Trump only has 55. I guess that's some good news for us. Woo. All right. So we have Wisconsin, likely Biden. Our last state, Wyoming, is Trump without a doubt. In fact, how about Michigan? I already said Michigan. You should be paying attention. Michigan, Biden, but it's also a toss-up. For Wisconsin is also a toss-up, so we're going to put that in the parentheses because I believe that Trump won Wisconsin last time. Wyoming is our last state, and it's definitely Trump. In fact, Wyoming is the most conservative state. It didn't have the most Trump supporters, but it is the most conservative. Who said being conservative wasn't a bad thing? I didn't. I don't have any side. I don't choose any side when it comes to politics. Listen, I gotta go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna mute my screen. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick and go to the bathroom. I'm back just like that. I actually didn't go to the bathroom. I just went in there because I had to wash my hands. All right. All right. So now let's get on to now that we've talked about problems for Republicans and problems for Democrats. Now let's talk about the good things the things that I agree with on the Republican sides and things that I agree with on the Democrat sides. So let's start off with the Republicans. So who's your favorite singer? I don't have a favorite singer. So like I said, I'm back. Okay. So we now have Billie Eilish. That's not her name. Anyway, so now that we talked about all the states, now it's time we talk about some of the like I said previously, we talked about some of the bad things that Republicans and Democrats both have done and things that I don't agree with on those sides. Now we're going to talk about the things that I do agree with on both sides. So let's start with, you mean Bon Jovi, or don't you mean Bon Jovi? Bon Jovi is from New Jersey. They also filmed Sopranos in New Jersey. Anyways, so let's talk about the things that I do agree with on the Republican side. So, religion. When it comes to John Bowie. My favorite is Billy Joel and Michael Jackson. Billy Joel is from New Jersey, right? I think he's from New York, actually. Anyway, so when it comes to religion, I do agree with Republicans because Republicans are more religious than Democrats are, and I do believe in God. I do pray pretty much every night, almost every day. I pray to God, and I'd love to go back to church, but my church is still closed. So yeah, I'm a big believer in God. So we have now so back to religion. So religion is one. Number two is the way Republicans are handling cities or states now. Basically, you'll notice that Republican-run places are usually in a lot better shape than Democrat-run places. And now Democrats are a little more accepting of, poor people and stuff like that, which is good. But at the same time, a lot of Democratic cities are terrible with the homeless people, like San Francisco. In San Francisco, they ban plastic straws, but they allow homeless people to poop on the street. In fact, in LA, they literally have to bleach down the streets because of the stench of urine and stuff like that. It's horrible. So it's not just Republicans that aren't good with dealing with the homeless. There just aren't that many homeless people in Republican cities, but there are a lot in Democrat cities, and a lot of Democrat cities, particularly on the West Coast, are not very good at handling the homeless problem. But it is very hard. However, New York City and Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, which are much better at handling the homeless problem right now. All right. We're gonna continue to talk about this. So number three is, now this is gonna cause a lot of controversy, and I really don't have an opinion on this. This is just from what I've heard. I'm only 13, so cut me some slack. All right. Now there's this whole abortion thing, which is also sparking a lot of controversy right now. Quite honestly, I'm not pro-choice or pro-life. I think I'm more pro-choice because I think that it should be up to the woman. However, I prefer pro-life, and I think that life is more important because in the Bible it literally says, everybody shall come into this world. Everybody who is born has a purpose in life. All right, and a lot of people say that kids are mistakes, but, if you're created by God, which everybody is, that means you're not a mistake. Oh, crap, I just turned my light off. You are not a mistake, all right? If you are created in God's image, you are not a mistake, okay? Even Donald Trump, okay? Even Kim Jong-un, even Putin, even they're not mistakes, even though they're horrible people. And, that's just how it is, and, it's because I'm a believer in God, I'm a little more understanding of both political views, and I try not to get too heated. Speaking of controversy, I'm actually glad that the chat hasn't caused too much controversy. I'm actually glad with that because nobody has posted anything, nobody has written anything controversial. No one has written Biden 2020. Nobody's written Trump 2020. Actually, somebody has, but I'm sorry. Let me just check and see if I lost any subscribers because I feel like based on what I'm talking about here, no, I have not lost any subscribers. I'm surprised. No one 2020. Hey, don't say that. It's Biden 2020. Now, another thing that I agree with on the Republican side is their taste in stores. Now, this is totally irrelevant, but the Republican states like Alabama has the best stores. They got Waffle House. They got more Dollar Generals than any state. I love Dollar General. I love the dollar stores. They're so awesome. I don't really like Walmarts, though. And Walmarts are very Republican. I don't like Walmarts. They're like a 5 out of 10. I don't like Walmart or Target. What grade am I in? I'm in 7th grade. Now, like I said, I don't like Walmart that much. I don't like Target that much either. I like Kmart as weird. I'm sorry, I'm joking. Oh my god. So as weird as this sounds, I actually like Kmart. I love Kmart. Now, there's only 35 Kmarts left in New Jersey, and 7 of them are in New Jersey. But I like Kmart. They're clean. They have great selections, great prices. There's never any drama in Kmart. They're never busy. In Walmart and Target, especially Walmart, the weirdest people shop there, and you have like weird people in those stores. It's weird. It actually is. It's very awkward. Walmart and Target, especially Walmart, attract the weirdest people. And there's not that many Walmarts near where I live because we got ShopRite. I mean, who needs Walmart when you have ShopRite? I mean, hello. Chaos in Walmart. That's true. I actually have. One time when I was in a Walmart, I saw a parent embarrassing a child for some really dumb thing, and I actually got involved and said, I walked by and said, don't yell at your kids like that. But besides that, I've never seen that many crazy incidents in Walmart. But Kmart is just quiet. No one's ever in Kmart. I mean, the only problem with Kmart is that they're not very well stocked. But Kmart has had a lot of financial issues over the years. So Kmart's been closing all over America. I'm literally supposed to be talking about politics, not retail stores. Anyways, so now let's get on to the things that I agree with when it comes to Democrats. So when it comes to abortion, I don't blame it on any particular side. However, did you think they need Super Nanny? What? Oh, Super Nanny, that British nanny, that TV show. I used to like it like a year ago, but I don't really like her that much. I don't know. Anyways, I think every family in America needs her. Anyways, now when it comes to abortion, I don't agree with any particular politician. However, a lot of Republicans, I think, have gone too far with the pro-life thing. Now, I'm more on the life side more than the abortion side, but at the same time, and apparently in Alabama, they have banned abortions for like a couple of years, which is not good. Because like I said, it should be up to the woman, regardless of what side you believe on. It should be up to the lady, but however, at the same time, everybody everybody should be accepted into this world. However, if the woman really does not want the baby, then you have to do something about that. Number two is racism. Now, I think Democrats are not as racist as Republicans, which is good. And I'm not saying every Republican is racist. There's only I would say there's only half of Republicans are racist, and a lot of Democrats think that every Republican's racist. That's not true, but you don't want to be radical on any side. I don't like to use the term radical because that's the term Trump uses. You know what? I should do like a little imitation of him. But back to the Democrats. I think that Democrats are better at handling like racism and stuff like that. Although what's happened with the riots is MLK would be so disappointed, you guys. If he saw what was happening with the riots right now, I think he'd be very disappointed. All right, so now we're pretty much let's just talk about the Supreme Court. Now we're not going to have a long conversation on this because I don't know much about Amy Coney Barrett. I don't know much about her. From what I know about her, she seems like she's okay. She's a Republican, as we know. Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I didn't know her. I knew her after she died. I'd never even heard of her. But from what I've heard, she was a much better person than Amy Coney Barrett. But Amy Coney Barrett's not bad. You know who's bad? Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham. Oh my gosh. They're probably more hated than anybody else. Actually, Trump's the most hated. But now another thing that's really bad about Trump or he likes to blame everything, all the issues that are going on in America. He likes to blame it on the Democrats. And right now, as America, Joe Biden doesn't do that as much. And what we have to understand, what is your favorite town in New Jersey? Ooh, that's a hard one. I love South Jersey. South Jersey is probably the best part of the state. I don't know. There is no best town in New Jersey. It's hard to say. My least favorite town in New Jersey is Camden, or Trenton. Those are probably the worst places. Or Irvington. Those are probably the worst places in the state. Yeah, Camden is a joke. Camden is so bad. I mean, people literally make fun of it. Do you like Westfield, New Jersey? Never been there. I've probably passed through it on the Garden State Parkway. I think the Garden State Parkway goes through Westfield, so I probably passed through it, but never stopped there. Anyways, I'm so tired. We gotta end this up soon. So I don't really care about Amy Coney Barrett. She does have a certain agenda, from what I've heard, against the LGBTQ community, which I do not respect. However, besides the fact that she's a slightly homophobe, besides that, she doesn't seem like a bad lady. So now, I'm really tired, but this is going to be kind of stupid, but Clark is close to Westfield. I know. I've driven through Clark. Okay, so now let's get on to the lies that Trump has said. Number one, he denied what he said about our war veterans. Number two, he said that he's done more for the black community when he knows than any other president, which he knows is not true. Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt, but the reason why camera quality, from what I've heard on computers, is so grainy, as you can see, apparently it's because of the light. So, look, what happens if okay, it's still very grainy, and the quality still sucks, but it gets even worse. Hold on, let's see. I'm going to try to cover up the little blue light, and I'm going to cover it up with a piece of, with a wrapper, so let's see if that works. The camera quality is a lot better when how long do you think Montclair to Westfield? I could check right now. Probably like 20 minutes. 20 minutes via Garden State Parkway. All I know about Westfield is that it is a very wealthy town, from what I've heard. Yep, 25 minutes. 25 minutes from where I live. As you can see. 25 minutes.
Head southwest on Marquette Road.
Don't want to say where I live. Well, you guys probably aren't going to visit anyways. I'm not like some crazy YouTuber, like some famous YouTuber. So if I tell you guys where I live, then But you guys probably won't come over here. But there are creepy people on the internet, so you never know. More lies Trump has said. He is also, he's just lied about so many things. He's lied about everything that's happened in 2020, really. So, therefore, lies. That's all I can really say. Wow, you're very close to each other. Is 25 minutes close? I guess. I need to stretch my legs, man. I've been sitting in this chair for too long. Man, I'm going to tell you what. I think we're going to end this live stream very soon. We talked about everything we needed to. However, I know I've been talking about politics a lot recently. So we can also just talk about regular things, like questions you might have had about me. We can also talk about that as well, just to get our minds off of the politics for tonight. So we could do that. Let's just, if you have a question, feel free to ask one about me. Don't have any questions? If you don't, that's fine. We'll just end the chat. We'll just end the live stream up. But we got one. Wait. All right. He said wait, exclamation point. Okay. No problem. I don't have anywhere to go. We didn't have any school today because of election day. How am I doing? How you doing? I am okay. I'm very tired today. I've also been having an awful headache today, but I took Tylenol and about 3 or 4 hours ago, and I felt good. And then maybe half an hour into the live stream, the headache's coming back, so that's not good. I had one line school. What? You said that you like drawing buildings, so I want to see what you drew, but you don't have to. Hope you feel better. Okay. Well, I don't know how to do this with drawings. I actually draw on a computer app that just comes with the computer. It's called Chrome Canvas. If you've heard of it, I had school. I wasn't going to say anything. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. I'm so tired. But I'm not. I don't want to end the live stream up just yet. For some reason, I'm tired, but I don't want to end the live stream. You know what? If you guys have any more questions, ask them. If you don't have any questions, just say I don't have any questions, and we'll just end the live stream right here. Man, I need to open up the window. It's hot in here, bro. For real, it's the heat is on in our house. It's not that hot outside. It's not that hot. It's what's the temperature right now? Feels like around 60. Has to be colder than that. It smells smoky though. Who has fires in November? We rarely do fires in our house. Just sticking my hand out the window. I got rid of the screen window because it's completely useless. My room is hot too. I don't have any questions. All right. Well, just stay tuned if you have the time. It is 46 degrees. What? Well, today's high was 55. It feels like 46. No, it doesn't. Well, maybe just because my room is so hot that it doesn't feel like 46 degrees. Oh, fresh air. I love fresh air, don't you? I'm not the only one that likes fresh air. I'll tell you that. I don't have any questions. It's hot in my room. Is that the computer emojis look so much different than the iPhone emojis? Oh, by the way, guys, let me just see if I got any recent comments on my videos. Oh, I did get a comment. Oh, by the way, guys, if you guys remember my video that I made about the haunted house in my town, yeah, it was just a house with a bunch of Halloween decorations. That's not haunted. Okay. Now, guys, this is something that you guys need to be well aware of. I'm just scrolling through looking at my comments because you can go on YouTube Studio and do that. Guys, look. You see that comment right here in purple, the one that says N on it, and it says 053 Awesome Girls 24 online, don't click those links. There's been a lot of scammers out on the internet for years now that comment a standpoint in the video, and then they say awesome girls online or some kind of like porn link, and don't watch it. I replied saying, I actually didn't say anything. I said, stop sending porn links, and this is what you got to do. All right, so you see the comment right here? You see the comment? You see these 3 dots? You can go and see those, you can do those dots right there, and you can say, and then it will say report at the bottom. Report spam. A comment is removed and reported. Hey. All right. So, is that my channel? No, this is my channel. It's Jax. What doing? Hi, what's up? What are you, Jeffy? It's Jax. Don't know who that is. I guess I have a new subscriber. That's kind of lit. All right, and then you can also see comments that are like held for review and likely spam. So let's see if I have any likely spam. Somebody literally comment a porn link and it's not in the spam folder. That's crazy. It's 8:43. What doing? What are you, Jeffy? All right. I told them not to send me those links one time. They keep on sending them lately. I think it's just robots, actually. Remember when they had those robots commenting wannabe YouTube friends? Remember that? Who remembers that? I know I do. Those comments were so annoying where they would comment on every single video on the internet, wannabe YouTube friends. It was the worst. But YouTube got rid of them. They don't exist anymore, which is good. But I'm going to end this live up soon. I need that like cold breeze coming in here because it is so hot in here, especially with the sweater on. It gets hot. But yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. If you don't have any questions, just say I don't have any questions, and we'll just end the live stream right here. What doing? Is this a spam comment? I don't even know who that person is. Remove the what doing one because I don't know who that is. So yeah, I'll have to end that up. But anyways, the great Mr. M said block the user and delete the comment. Alright. I gotta go, guys, but make sure to click the like button, subscribe, and I'm gonna end this live stream up. God bless all you guys. I'm out.